children. The identity of this lady has been withheld to protect the children's identity. And we're joined from London by Professor Colin Lawrence, a specialist on good governance and a guru on all types of risks. Good evening, Colin. Happy New Year.
Hi, Leah. Happy New Year.
I mean, you're making me smile. I love your background. I love your backdrop. Is there any reason for this special backdrop tonight?
No, I've got no idea. Just hold on. Let me see if I can change it.
Very original. Just a brief comment.
It shouldn't be like that. I don't know how that happened.
Never mind, don't worry. Can we have some comments from you on the post-Brexit trade deal? Professor Lawrence?
Right. Okay. I don't know why.
Don't worry.
That looks like a Trump fantasy.
Don't worry. We like it.
What
we like
would you
it.
like to know specifically, Leah?
The post-Brexit trade.
Okay.
I can't look at you because I'm going to laugh.
Britain in the situation it's in. So it depends how you want me to answer it. I think it was a good deal or not a good deal.
Yes, I'd like
believe
perhaps.
Britain made a terrible error.
Yes.
In having a referendum. Mm-hmm. I think today most people, there'd be a plurality of people who did not want to leave Europe. It had to do with other issues. People were angry about immigrants, thinking they lost their jobs because of that. And it's a whole sociological backdrop, call it populism, that people voted that way. And it's taken 4 years to negotiate this deal. Now, the interesting thing is that being in the EU for the UK has been mutually an excellent deal before this deal, because number one, Britain had the City of London. It was the global financial hub for Europe and for the world, which meant also for Europe.
Sure.
Britain, it funded all the capital markets of Europe, helped Europe economic growth. And further than that, Britain's regulators sat on the Basel Committee of the EU and played a key role in designing the architecture. Okay, so, and the final point I make is that Britain aren't in the currency union, were never in the currency union, so they got everything they wanted. So they got a tariff-free zone, they had the hub of the financial center, they allowed to travel freely, live all over Europe, and it was a great deal for the United Kingdom. Now,
in your opinion, Professor Lawrence, what would the risk implications be of this trade deal to a country like ours, like Malta?
Well, I think that I'll just say before I answer that I was talking about going in, leaving, when Britain were in Europe. Now, Britain's left Europe. The deal itself, okay, I don't think there are any surprises either way. I hope the United Kingdom have learned that they don't have leverage at all. They're a small economy. They're a $3 trillion economy. Europe is about a 20 trillion, actually about $18 trillion. Okay, so Britain are very small. When international countries make deals with the EU, they're going to look at the EU, the consequence of the EU. They're going to be less interested than the United Kingdom. In one shot, the whole of Britain could unravel, and we could have Little England, which I think is very possible. The Scots are keen to leave. The Republic of Ireland could merge with Ireland. Wales are not that happy either, and the entire kingdom could break down. Mm-hmm. So you know, what are the gains that we've got very little out of this? We're going to be worse off, and the projection is our GDP over the next 10 years will decline by 4%. So it's a no-win situation for Britain. Now, you asked me about Malta.
But maybe we can pick on that another day, because our time is always short. And I wanted to pick your brains, because we spoke about the US presidential election just on the night of the election itself. What are your thoughts on the protests yesterday, the pro-Trump protests?
I think they're disgusting. I think it's outrageous. And I think that Trump is a chronic liar. He's continually lied. He's told his own people and supporters that the election was stolen. They believed him literally. And that's a key reason leading on to the storming last night of the Senate. People believe that they were patriots last night in storming the Congress and the reason, the Capitol, and the reason is they think the election was stolen. But it's a totally false. The elections which are run by the individual states were absolutely validated, verified. Trump filed 60 lawsuits and he lost every one of them except one he won. And the one he won was that judges from the Republican Party, not judges, but supervisors, he wanted them to sit 1 foot closer so that they could see the counting. And that's in mind you, during COVID. So, but otherwise, everything was thrown out. And it was thrown out in all the courts, in the lower courts, in the state courts, in the circuit courts, in the Supreme Court, who he nominated. None of the allegations are true. And last night, in counting the electoral votes after the Congress went back to the summing up, that's all it is. It's not supposed to be a challenge or anything. It's just supposed to be a very simple mechanical function of tallying the votes that are made by the states.
Thank you, Professor. Just very, very briefly, because we have just a few seconds left. How are the financial markets reacting to this?
I don't think the markets. I think the markets actually. I haven't looked at the immediate impact, but there's a bigger thing than the current market. Okay. And that is that people are concerned in the Western world. What will happen last night is similar to a coup that Hitler launched. And Hitler also failed the first time around. So I don't think it's about last night. I think there's 70 million voters. 43% of Republicans believe the election was stolen, despite all the verification, despite the validation. And that poses a risk to everyone, to the entire Western world.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Lawrence. We hope to speak with you very soon. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Leanne. Take care.
Thank you. You too. That was Professor Colin Lawrence. I'll see you next week at the same time. Should you have any queries, any comments, please keep sending them in. Just a quick update on Jesmond Camilleri. The case has been taken up by the support victims unit of the police force under the direction of Inspector Silvana Gaffa. So any information on that case that we spoke about last week, please do make contact with them directly. Good night.